Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready.
On a very serious note, not to be offensive, I'm gonna need a lot of you white creators in terms of what the plans are to do in celebrating Wakanda Forever. Let Black, Indigenous, and Latino Hispanic creators speak. If you see an idea that you want to participate in and you think that, oh my god, like I think that's really good, stitch those videos. I'm being so serious when I say this. I don't care if you are a white Black Panther fan. I don't care about how much you love the stories. And if you even use that as a retaliation to speak over these communities, I won't be nice and explain your ignorance. I will be advocating for your demise. I'm not saying you can't participate in the Wakanda hype, but be aware that a lot of the Wakanda hype in Black, African, Latino, Indigenous culture. So know when to sit the fuck down, shut the fuck up, and let BIPOC creators speak.
Karen, right? Can I call you Karen? Because I'm going to anyway. See, I can understand how you, coming from a place of privilege, would conclude that all of this is on account of us just using poor grammar. You know, us being the unclean, uneducated savages we are. But no, Karen, that's not why we use YT, or other creative variations of the spelling of the word white. See, Karen, on this app, when we spell out the word white, the algorithm knows to flag our content. Because as evidenced by your comments, white women get very offended at us using the word white, and therefore our content continues to get banned and censored. So, out of necessity, Black people, Indigenous people, and people of color have become very resourceful and creative, and have come up with several creative and hilarious variations on the spelling of the word white. And I find it so funny that someone such as yourself would be offended at the use of white, when you yourself don't even know what white is. To be so protective and fragile about something you don't even understand. White is not an ethnicity, Karen. You don't care enough to even know the difference between ethnicity, nationality, and race before you come to my comments to tell me what to do. And before you say anything else, I am the fucking manager. Don't ever fucking tell me what to say or do again.
Hey buddies, I'm going to address my locks and why I got them, why I had them for so long, and why I'm getting rid of them. From the moment I saw locks, I thought, wow, so beautiful. A hairstyle that just like is so beautiful and you don't have to do anything. I mean, you can do some maintenance if you want to, but you can do nothing. For real, sign me up. So I've had them in my hair for 11 years now, and I had no intention of taking them out. It's a huge commitment of a hairstyle. It takes about a year for them to really settle in, and it takes a long time to brush them out and or brush cut. I don't want to shave my head. And in this whole time, this whole 11 years that I've had my hair locked up, nobody said anything about me culturally appropriating. In 11 years, that's so sus. Why didn't anybody tell me anything? I'm so glad for TikTok, because you're saying it like it is. I mean, and I've done all my own research, but everywhere it's like, why white people can't have dreadlocks? And I was like, I'm not white. I mean, I'm part white, but maybe that's why people haven't said anything, because they're like, she looks a little culturally ambiguous. I'm just gonna leave it. So the combination of me wanting to keep my hair so bad because I was so committed to it and it feels like it's me and my identity. My hair is my identity. And people not saying anything. I just kept going and going and going. And I met lots of other people that were not Black and not white, and they had locks. So I thought, if it's okay for them, it's okay for me. That's a stupid argument now. And if you look at the arguments that people are making to have locks, even if you're not Black, it's one, hairs naturally will go into locks if you don't do anything. Yes, that's true. And two, lots of different people in the world had locks, not just Black people. Again, true. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who had them first. What matters now is the power dynamic. And the fact is, like, I know I'm a marginalized person because I'm Inuk, but I'm also white, and that gives me some privilege. So for me to take from another culture that is marginalized, the Black culture, and to like take what I like from that culture and make it my own, that's not okay. And locks are very much a part of Black culture. It's a lot more present than it is in any other culture. Like, if you're white and you have locks, it's an alternative hairstyle. And I think another reason why I went on for so long too is because it's always like white people versus everyone else. And it's still like that, but we are in a space and time now where we're able to have these conversations where we can call out each other, non-white person to non-white person. Like I see it in the indigenous community as well. So I'm really grateful for that and glad to see that's happening. Oh, and I'm sorry. Totally forgot to apologize. I apologize for culturally appropriating and taking on something that was not mine and making it my own for so long. I hope this video has given some clarity to people that are in my position that have locks or are thinking of getting locks. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Hello. So, I'm not American. I was born and raised in Europe. I live in Europe. Everything I say about racism is based on what I've experienced and seen in Europe. I never said all white Europeans. I said white Europeans because it's more than one white European, hence the plural. I'm sorry that y'all don't understand basic English. Your reaction is pretty much the same as me saying men are dangerous and then you proceeding to say not all men. I'm not Arab, but please continue assuming and generalizing because in doing that, y'all are just proving my point. And about the ancestor thing, I meant that both your ancestors were Europeans. They were white. I never said anything about colonization or slavery. My point was that white Europeans think they're superior to white Americans just because they are European, because they have culture and norm or common knowledge. When in fact, y'all are still white. Y'all share the same white privileges and uphold the same system of oppression, whether you like it or not, because that's how society was structured. That's how it's supposed to be. If you disagree, please educate yourself. So no, y'all are not the superior whites. Like, do you even hear yourself? On a video I posted the day before this one, there were white Europeans saying that Africa is a country, and that, along with the fact that y'all assumed that I was Arab, is proof that when it comes to being white, y'all are the same as white Americans. If you didn't understand what I meant, you could have just asked me to explain and I would have gladly done that. But no, instead of taking a moment to comprehend what I wrote, y'all immediately went into defense mode because that's how big your white fragility is. And if you're offended, then you're part of the problem.
Comments like this never bother me, and I'll tell you why. Because it usually comes from the type of person who makes it their entire page and personality to antagonize Black people and people of color. And since you're already proving that you don't know what the word racism actually means, then I'm not going to direct this video towards you, but more so to people who actually want to learn and listen. Do y'all know why white people want to yell racist at Black people and people of color who are talking about racial issues? Well, it's because white people have never had to have the conversations with their parents where their parents tell them you are white and you must move through the world as such because people will judge you based on the color of your skin, and the systems that the world is set up with are working against you. Now, white people are taught that race matters, and just not their race. They're taught that there is a spectrum. Racism is bad. But you didn't do that. That was a long, long time ago, so you're a good white person. But they're not taught about what privilege comes with being a white person, as well as the systems that are in place to benefit them merely because they are a white person. So, anytime that a Black person brings up racial inequality or talks about racial discrimination or the laws that have been put into place or chattel slavery or any of the things that we face and the things that affect our daily lives, it makes white people uncomfortable. Especially when we're bringing up things that they may not even realize are racist. Words that they say, points that they have, because that's how they were raised. And they think, well, my views and my thoughts can't possibly be racist because I'm a good white person. Therefore, I cannot hold a racist thought. And that is a lie. So all of this makes them feel like they are being oppressed simply because they are uncomfortable. And truth usually is uncomfortable. And if you are uncomfortable, that means that you are growing. So they take this uncomfortable feeling that they've never had to feel before, and they turn it towards us and yell racist, while simultaneously not even understanding what the word racist actually means, or the context and history behind it. So if you are a white person and you call a Black person racist simply because they are pointing out inequalities and racial injustice and telling you about yourself, then you're showing that you don't know what racism actually is. I'll give you a hint though. It's not accountability, and it's not name calling. So if that's you, you might want to zip it, pick up a book, and listen to Black people and people of color. We could want revenge, but instead we just want you to educate yourselves. That's all. Have the day you deserve.
What is privilege?
What is privilege? White privilege is storming the Capitol and not all being shot dead. Because if that was Black Lives Matter, every person of color would be in the morgue right now that participated. That's privilege.
If you're watching this right now, I love you. And you're probably thinking, you don't even know me. But if people can hate for no reason, then I can love for no reason.
Alright, here is my teacher fit check of the day. Pants are Urban, shoes are Doc Martens, shirt is Target, sweater is H&M, belt is Vans, mask is from my school because I forgot mine, and I think that's it.